أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Kwezi washilisi watukufu mndugushende Komor nanguwa mujibaro mwezi mwe Komor na mujibaro mwezi mwe Komor mungu narnusu arhafadhi artukuzi arjali riki harma rutsungi harma zirema zai inshallah watukufu. Aktualite yetu ya leo ndio mwenyisa ninde wasuli ya president harma nchi ya Faransa son excellence monsieur azali assoumabe mba wasuli harma nchi ya Faransa arengwa hara na furaha na madomana ya watukufu musmona president wa wabu al-arengwa ashona shodida hulana madomana ya Faransa.
Excellencies, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, President of the French Republic, President of the Republic of Costa Rica, Excellencies, Mr. Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the UN, fellow heads of state and government, ladies and gentlemen, peace be upon you. And at the outset, let me extend my profound gratitude to President Macron and to the French authorities and people, and the city of Nice in particular, for their warm welcome and their generous hospitality to my delegation and myself since our arrival in this magnificent country. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to have this opportunity to set out the commitments of the government of the Union of Comores linked to the ocean. This archipelago in the Indian Ocean, whose identity, economy and culture are intimately linked to the sea. First, I want to stress, though modest in size, the Comores is great in its willingness to act for a sustainable ocean, since for us, the ocean is not just a geographical area, but also a source of life, a vector for development with a collective memory. I want to clarify that we are committed to expanding the surface area of our MPAs to reach at least 30% of our EEZ by 2030, consistent with the global goal of 2030 to preserve the richness of our ecosystems. More like number of countries in the Indian Ocean Commission represented here, my country has stepped up its efforts to reduce plastic pollution, notably through a progressive prohibition on one-off use plastics, and with trying to raise the awareness of the population as to the problem. A pilot program has been launched in that respect in cooperation with our partners in the capital Moroni, and will be extended to the rest of the territory forthwith. We are also committed to combating illegal fishing, IUU fishing, with a bolstered maritime oversight system seeking to promote practices that respect fisheries resources, breeding and the rights of local fisherfolk. Our country is also an active participant in regional cooperation initiatives in the Indian Ocean, including through the COE, which we are chairs of, to bolster collective resilience in the face of environmental threats. Now, granted, we don't have the resources of the great powers, but we do have a strong conviction that protecting the oceans is a joint duty, and that all island states can play a leading role here. So we call for stepped-up financing, both blue and climate financing, for greater solidarity towards the most vulnerable states, and so that the countries of the South can make their own decisions on the future of the oceans, since preserving the sea is preserving life. I want to congratulate His Excellency Mr. Macron, President of the French Republic, and Mr. Rodrigo Chavez Robles, President of Costa Rica, for the successful organization of this third UN Oceans Conference, whose goal is to achieve swift, effective implementation of the Global Treaty on Protection of Biodiversity. And allow me to state that my country is a signatory of the agreement because we recognize that living in harmony with nature between now and 2050 is ensuring that biodiversity is restored, promoted, protected, and used sustainably. We have committed also, and above all, to make our region a zone for implementation of the treaty, because the member states of the Indian Ocean Commission, having reiterated the need for an in-depth study as to the threat of the rising sea levels to Indian Ocean islands and the impact they will have on coastal areas and towns. Consideration of the treaty by the Union of COMORES Assembly is underway, and its ratification will come by the month of July. The Union of the Comoros has assumed several commitments to preserve its ecosystems, both marine and coastal, upholding its biodiversity and economy. When it comes to maritime security and combating illegal fishing, we've reached an agreement with the United States to strengthen maritime security, including delivery of surveillance drones and training drones to combat illegal fishing and maritime trafficking. The Comoran Maritime Department has organized capacity building training for officials in combating marine pollution, particularly dumping of fuel waste. The 2030 SDGs place emphasis on conservation of biodiversity, marine biodiversity, and the promotion of a blue economy. In 2018, we signed agreements with other countries in the region to strengthen maritime security, including knowledge sharing and knowledge sharing mechanisms and coordinating actions at sea. This action highlights our willingness to protect our marine resources, which are the key to marine biodiversity and food security, as well as the economic development of our countries. And in conclusion, I want to reaffirm our willingness and the willingness of our colleagues in the Commission to make our region a model of cooperation and solidarity with a view to climate, environmental resilience, of security and of shared growth. I thank you.